Good day, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Briare Oskarensky and welcome to the unboxing of Trails in the Sky the First. This is the Japanese limited edition called the Bracer Box. And there is no Switch 2 physical edition for this game anywhere in the world, rather unfortunately. But the Switch 2 upgrade, at least in the US, is a $1, so hopefully the Japanese price is around like 100 or 200 yen. But let's take a look around this box and let's leave comments for later. So, as you can see, the box is just plain cardboard with the logo of the game printed down here, and right here we have an obi with, well, what's inside the box. So we have soundtrack, DLC, art book, and some other stuff, but I know there is a more detailed list behind. And here we have the two protagonists of this game. And let's take a look around. And as I said, here are the contents of this box. Memorial photo album, DLC codes, a pin, and an art book called the Encyclopedia Liberl Kingdom. And next to those, a few screenshots and a key art to describe the game, as well as some technical description on the bottom. So, and before going around the box once more to open it, because this is a Falcon pre-order, there are plenty of other bonuses coming with this edition, like this DLC code, this acrylic stand, and this that should be a poster. But back to the game, let's remove the obi. And oh, we have here Sorano Kiseki the First, Japanese names, of course, Bracer Box Limited Edition, and a brief description of the game down here, or better, the story of the game. So, this one opens like this, and we have the Bracer Box itself. That reminds me a lot of Farewell Ode Zemuria in terms of art and characterization. So some more padding once more, and here we are, the Liberl Kingdom art book, and it's quite hefty. And this is, I guess, the Bracer Box proper, and I must say this is beautiful. First, these lines you see here are in very shallow relief, but this Bracer Guild logo here is plastic and printed in relief. I will shoot a detail of this later. And I must say that this is the kind of attention to detail I like from Falcom, and as a whole I'm liking this more than the Farewell of Zemuria box. This is simply beautiful. I have no other words for it. So I guess it opens like this, and oh, you remove the box from it. Nice. False marble all around. And we have Switch version of the game. Padding, memorial photo album, then the box within a box once again. It opens up like this, and there is the DLC code. Then we have here the pin and the original soundtrack mini, unfortunately, slides like this, and we have the CD. This is the game, and you know how can Falcom outdo themselves with this? Include a manual. Let's see if it's present. Spine, nothing out of the ordinary, and on the back more screenshots and the usual key art. So, and there is a manual, and there is a reverse cover. Wow, Falcom did great with this edition. I'm actually surprised. So, small map of the Liberl kingdom with its two neighbors as a reverse cover, and let's see what this manual is like. It's not stapled, so it's more in line with what the 3DS did. So here we have the characters, some introduction of keywords with important places, still characters, prologue, and down here a very small map with a few details of Liberl. We now move on to the memorial photo album, and this is simply printed, although this wooden inset or mimicked wooden inset is plastified, so it's smooth to the touch, smoother than the outer cover. And a nice detail they added. This is a simple piece of paper working as an hobby, but the finish makes it look like velvet or stuff like that. And yeah, to avoid spoilers, open only after completing the main story. Nice for them to write in English, so I guess this is also part of what Nisa will probably show you about. And opening it, well, yes, we have a set of photos. I'll need to do photos of those photos. But this is another nice extra. So I took photos of all the photos included in the memorial album, and I must say they are quality items once again. They try to mimic a Polaroid in not just the appearance with the white border, but also, most probably also with the slight color variations on the photo itself, but also in a tactile manner, meaning that the front where the photo is smooth, and on the back not only you have a nice inward reminder, but it's, I won't say bumpy, but not as smooth as the front. This is an incredibly nice touch from Falcom, and I must say that up till now this limited edition has lived up to its price. Next we have the Bracer Guild pin, and it's an all-metal pin with I would say bronze finish. Well, it's well printed, and there is nothing much else to say. The cardboard on which the pin is attached is simply the logo of the game with silhouettes of the characters on the back. Original soundtrack mini, which is probably the lowest point of this edition, considering that this is a remaster. The soundtrack for this game has been out for quite some time. They could have included it all. having just, I don't know how many tracks, let's see inside, just 11 tracks, well, doesn't quite cut it, unfortunately, at least for me. I don't know if this game has a rearranged soundtrack or they are just re-recorded with the original composition. But yeah, Falcom could have included the whole soundtrack to this game, even if it was just the original without the rearranged, and would have made this edition even better. As it stands now, it's a nice extra. I wish it could have been more. And here we are with the Encyclopedia Liberl Kingdom. This part of the logo and the title of this book is printed, sorry, in gold, and as you can see from the depth of this book, this is one massive volume. Some dedicated art books I've browsed through this channel are actually smaller than this thing. And yeah, it's just the key art for the game on the inside cover. So let's take a look at this. And oh wow, this, okay. So, and apparent chapter 6 and extra chapter. So, everything story playback. So, there is an introduction to the world and all the characters, and this is all art book, which is absolutely gorgeous. I thought that, like, oh, maybe half of it is part guide to the game, but no, this is just introduction of locations, the world we have seen in the previous pages, also the storyline for the Crossbell arc, the Trails sub-series. So yeah, this will be fun. So it still uses the PSP originals for screenshots here. Sorry, PSP, Windows. Windows was the first system on which this came out. Wow, so all these photos are from also the Memorial art book, and you can see how much the art has changed. So I'm actually glad that Falcom gave this game like the full remaster option rather than what they did with, for example, Nayuta, which is basically a port of the same game running the same engine, the same textures, only at a higher frame rate and resolution. This so second chapter, so we are already past the game, and also all the quality of life improvements that this game will feature from all the previous The Legend of Heroes games. I like what they did for also for the first 2 or 3 Cold Steel games, where they just repackaged the game again, higher resolution, maybe better textures, and oh, now it runs on whatever console you want. But they didn't revert all the UI improvements that have been done for in later chapters. And I tried to replay the first Cold Steel games with the re-editions, but they lacked all of the shortcuts that Cold Steel 3 and 4 and Reverie and no, I don't think that the Daybreak, the Kuro no Kiseki games were already out when I tried that. It was quite the rude awakening. So this is the original art, and then we have the remaking first. So yeah, she is quite different, I would say. Spats, only absolute barrier, the jacket is different, and also the colors are quite have quite evolved. This is, I would say, a more plain design than the original, where you had this sort of armor with the pauldron, and the jacket was a bit more quote-unquote futuristic, where this is a bit more rustic, again quote-unquote. Also, I'm filming this before after collecting all of the footage from other items, and because I saw that this is a massive art book, I said, okay, I don't want my camera to overheat, so I'm taking a pause, copying everything, doing the base editing of whatever I have, and then come back and record this. So I've already tried the game, and unfortunately it's in Japanese, so there won't be a first hour play. And yes, I've recorded the closing thoughts on this edition before. So yes, well, all characters have quite changed, although she has probably the closest clothes of the whole cast. Yeah, she's pretty similar as well. I guess the biggest redesign went to Estelle and Joshua to bring them more in line with Falcon protagonists, maybe. And this is interesting to see that they didn't really include a lot, if any, of the design choices they made in later games for Zane. And also it has been quite a while since I've played. Okay, I don't particularly like this redesign. I liked her spunkier version. I hope she's more with this costume than this uniform. And I was saying that it has been a while since I've played the Sky games, so I'm going into this basically fresh. One thing I must say is that the designs, the new designs are of course more detailed and more vibrant in colors, and of course more in line with what Falcom has produced now for obvious reasons. But there is a charm of these early 2000, late 90s design that has been kind of lost everywhere, not just in video games, but also in anime. That I don't know, probably it's the old dude in me talking, but I kind of miss this more, I don't know how to say, naive, imperfect view of characters, like, sorry, like Ren here. You see, of course, this design has a lot of problems. Maybe the artists nowadays would have the design probably more a bit towards the bottom to have a more perspective, and slant the picture a bit to maybe use the rule of thirds, or even golden or silver area rules. But this is, I still like it. It has its charm. I don't know if all this ranting makes sense to anyone but me. Although I must say I like this redesign for Dorothy. And I hope she doesn't go around with their eyes closed. I don't understand characters that go around with eyes closed. Yes, I'm even looking at you, AK-12 from Girls Frontline. You are the second best from the Defy team, but I don't understand your closed eyes, even if there is a story reason. So, and this art book is basically covering everything I complain about art books when they are included in limited editions, that they are either focused more on the main characters and they don't show much about everyone else. And while this year you have everything comparing the first to this current design for all the characters. The only things lacking are sketches for both. Okay, you have sketches in here, but I would have loved to have a bit more detail into the design process, even if it was focused on just the main cast. So Walter, the design is not all that dissimilar from what is now, maybe a bit more burly. No, wait, now he has a leather jacket. He's more of the biker guy. Or at least that was the latest design I remember. So here I have with the keywords, which is basically the glossary. There are still about 100 pages to go. I absolutely love this. I absolutely love this. The fact is, you don't see art books this big, even when they are dedicated to just one game and they are outside any edition. Probably the closest I can think of are the Valkyria Chronicles games. Because if I look at, for example, Unicorn Overlord, sort of, it's a bit smaller than this one. But in terms of key art, character art, world settings, etc., I think the closest to this precise art book, or Encyclopedia, as the limited edition wants to call it, are the Valkyria Chronicles art books, which have been translated into English, even the third one, if I'm not mistaken, by Udon. Come on, Sega, re-release all the games, not just the first one, even the second. And I mean, if you put the third on sale just digitally, I think people will appreciate it. I know that Valkyria Chronicles 4 didn't sell that much, but I don't know, Sega, and I think basically all of the old Japanese software houses mismanage completely some of their franchises, and I'm looking even at Nintendo. I don't mean that everyone has to have like a new game in a franchise every even 2-3 years, not even annually, but maybe don't push just on Mario and Sonic, especially Sega and Sonic, come on. But put out all your old franchises once in a while and do them good. Don't do like Golden Axe Beast Rider, for those who remember that. The best way to... this is like this, I think. Which is probably what I said about Japanese companies not using the franchises at the fullest, is the opposite what Falcom is doing, because they have like only a few franchises and they know they put out one chapter out, like basically they have the Legend of Heroes and Xanadu, but Xanadu now, at least for Tokyo Xanadu, they have just basically merged it with the Kiseki franchise, the Legend of Heroes, with all the quartzes and stuff like that. Also, this is a kind of illustration I miss. These absolutely stupid facial expressions. And to blabber more about franchises is that nowadays basically everyone is taking franchises too seriously. You need to have to make fun of your franchises. Like Nintendo won't do things with Mario that like they did in the past, because now it's such a juggernaut, or even Pokemon. I don't play Pokemon, but I saw a recent video about the first games. The first games, Red and Blue, the only one I've played, and I'm serious with this. And they reminded like, oh, there is a machine that can turn people into Pokemon. And you have a tower with graves that where your antagonist is probably, it's never been confirmed, praying to his dead Pokemon. It's like, yeah, we need more stuff like that rather than the safest option for the franchises. Take risk, and I think you'll be surprised to what you can push to fans. And more probably they'll even like it more. And okay, this is a mini guide to the game. But yeah, how many pages are there? Almost 400 pages. So this is one hell of an extra to include in a limited edition. And yes, let's continue so with the unboxing. Bridging the Bracer box with the extra bonuses by AmiAmi, we have two DLC codes. This one on the left, it's included with the Bracer box, called Classic Style, so I guess it's just the classic Estelle and Joshua costumes, while this is the extra, and it's Estelle and Joshua Gurumis. So if you want to play your Trails in the Sky first and give you nightmares for the rest of your life, you can go with this costume. I say this because if you know what Kigurumis are, you know the trauma they can give you. But anyway, on the back side we have the instructions on how to redeem these codes. Let's start with the AmiAmi bonuses, and this is the poster. And to my surprise, this is not a paper or plastified paper poster, but this is a plastic poster, and with all the good things that material brings to a poster. Colors are vibrant, the definition is great, and because it was rolled up and not folded, because, well, you can't really fold plastic posters, there are no creases on it. So it's an incredibly good poster, I must say, and also big, I must say. This is 59.5 centimeters tall and 42 centimeters wide. And next, for the AmiAmi bonuses, we have the acrylic stand, which depicts Estelle and Joshua. It's composed by two pieces, the base and the characters. Nothing much else to say, it's the same acrylic stand that has become pretty much standard for all limited editions in Japan right now. What can I say about this limited edition? Well, it's beautiful. There are a lot of items, all of them are all about the game, and all of them are done with a lot of care. It really gives the impression that Falcom really cares about Trails in the Sky. And, well, it's kind of the game that put them on the world stage. Yes, of course, everyone knew about this, but this is, I think, the game that made them incredibly well known in the West. And yeah, you have the soundtrack is the lowest point of this edition because it's just a selection, but then you have an art book that makes up for everything. The memorial photo album is done very thoughtfully. The pin, yes, it's almost standard nowadays in terms of making and details for printing, but it's a nice addition. There is a manual in the box, there is a reverse cover in the game, you got DLC codes. Really, this is the edition to get if you care about Trails in the Sky and the Legend of Heroes in general. A first hour play of this game will follow only if I put the cartridge in the Switch and it boots into English, because right now I cannot really be bothered playing a 40 plus hour game in Japanese. I'm not really in the correct mindset for that. But Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this unboxing and you'll stick around for more. Briare Oskarensky, over and out.